Hello, I'm Sarah Simi, and this is PullOut. Today I've got OK magazine. Now this one is from May the 21st, 1977, and we're up to 12p on this one. And we've got a girl all in green on the front cover. Some of the straplines on the front cover are special. Can the stars make you rich? By the way, that's astrological stars, not stars as in celebrities. I did check. And also, I was a bit confused because one of the other lines on the front is, "Hey, shorty, great fashion looks for you," which last week I did suggest meant that it was fashion if you were short, but it's not. It's for shorts, as in pairs of shorts. So I got that bit horribly wrong. Anyway, but there is fashion for lots of pairs of shorts. So cracking straight on, we go into Hotline. Hotline is just lots of gossip about gossip, and it's sort of weird from the office gossip, which is a bit irrelevant as we don't know anyone in the office of OK magazine in 1977. But anyway, this one's titled this little bit is called All About Us. This, I assume, is someone that works in the office, is called Gabrielle, but this isn't explained to us. I assume it is. Gabrielle really can't wait to go off to Spain on her holiday soon, so much so that she's already taken to wearing a sombrero and having her siesta under a sun lamp in the office. Les, I don't know who Les is, this isn't explained. Les hasn't really taken that much notice of her snoozing in the afternoons, though, because he believes she's been pounding away at her old typewriter in the next room. Little does she know, confessed Gabrielle, that noise is really me practicing on my castanets. So I can hypnotize some swarthy Spaniard into falling madly in love with me. No stereotyping there, then. She's not too worried about Les barging into her office anymore in a temper either. I've been studying bullfighting for the last 2 weeks. And that red coat I've had is going to come in handy at last when Les charges in. We can't wait to see that. Lovely. No stereotyping of Spain at all there. The next bit on Hotline is What a Boot. Fed up with your boyfriend not having a car to zoom you off your feet in? Well, don't worry, because pretty soon you'll be able to get where you want much faster and all on foot. For Soviet scientists have produced a pair of boots powered by engines in the heel that enable the wearer to walk as fast as 20 miles per hour. Let's just hope that they make them fashionable as well as fast. I don't think that's true. Still, there's also an interview on this page with a very young Sylvester Stallone, which is quite so. Here he is, looking remarkably young. It's quite a dull interview, but I'll just read out the beginning because it made me laugh. I was a real troublemaker, says Sylvester. He's been a fish salesman, potato salad mixer, zoo attendant, and now he's finally made it as a star. I'm sorry, is there a job being a potato salad mixer? Evidently there is. He's got Paul McCartney's eyes, Elvis Presley's sneer, and Dustin Hoffman's mumble. He's been a polo player, a frozen pizza demonstrator, a teacher, a ticket tout, and he's now the hottest young property in Hollywood. He's Sylvester Stallone, star of the blockbusting film Rocky. I don't think he did all of those jobs. Do you think someone made those up? Anyway, I don't think anyone makes potato salad as a living. Anyway, moving on. I picked out an ad, which I picked out because I really, really remembered it when when I was reading these magazines in the 70s, and it's for Feminax, which is obviously like a pain relief when you've got your period. But I really, really remembered the ad because it says, "Yesterday I moved into a flat, and today my period started." And when I was a little more innocent than perhaps I am now, I thought that the two were connected in some way. I thought because she'd moved into the new flat, that was why her period had started. Obviously not. But the copy, the copy says, so it's basically, yeah, it's a pain relief. Yesterday I moved into a flat and today my period started. I was prepared for both. I knew that there would be a lot more to do once I'd actually decided to move. Yesterday I managed to hang 3 posters in my room, unpack 4 cases, and find out how the oven works. And this morning I took down the old green curtains, and when my period pain started, I took Feminax and went shopping. Good. Oh, I remember that ad. Moving on to a quiz. Oh, one of the questions is so fantastic. This is a quiz called How Cool Are You? And basically, yes, it's to find out if you're sort of how you deal with situations. Are you as cool as a cucumber or a fiery hothead? And here we are to find out. This one hasn't been filled in. Number 1. You're just about to step into the bath when you notice a huge, fat, hairy spider swimming around. Do you? A. Leap out of the window with a piercing scream and refuse to go near the bathroom again for 6 months. B. Find some brave soul to remove it. Or C. Get in and hope it doesn't hog too much soap. This is number 4. Again, this is like the countryside is seen as a highly dangerous place where anything can happen. Number 4. You're out for a country walk with a friend when the friend is bitten by a snake. What do you do? A. Tell her she'd be dead by now if it was poisonous. B. Try desperately to remember what you learnt in the guides. Or C. Flounder about and give the snake the kiss of life. Number 5. Your face is covered in a face pack. Your hair is in rollers. You're wearing your disgusting dressing gown and dipping into saucy confessions. I'm assuming Saucy Confessions is a book. I don't know. I think we can all make a good guess at what it's about. There's a knock on the door. It's David Essex. Think this is unlikely. Do you? A. Smile alluringly at him through your face pack. B. Shout through the letterbox that you're ill. Or C. Let him in, but explain that you're on your way out. Number 6. There's nothing for it. You've got to go to the dentist. How do you go in? With A. A smile, a song, and an Agatha Christie tucked under your arm. B. A dragging step, bowed shoulders, and a haggard expression. Or C. Frog marched by 2 hefty dental nurses, screaming, "No, no, don't hurt me." Again, this is when 70s dentists were really scary. Number 7. You're on your way to an important appointment when the bus breaks down miles from anywhere. Do you A. Get out and hitch? Sit back, there's a lot you can see from the top of a bus. Or C. Sit tight and panic. Now I've picked this one out. This made me laugh oh so much. Number 8. Your boyfriend is in bed with the flu, and he claims the only thing that will cheer him up is a selection of Playboy and Mayfair magazines. Do you A. Creep into a shop in the next town, disgusted? B. Swing into the corner shop and demand the best? Or C. Stalk out, blushing wildly? Oh, that did make me laugh. I'm not feeling very well. I need Mayfair and Playboy magazines brought to me immediately. This is an ad for C&A for Gear Seller again. Again, lovely illustration. $6.95 and $5.95 for tiered polyester cotton sundresses with ruche tops. Natural with coloured stitching. It's very nice. There's oh, this is some strange things. This is the letters page where people can write in to Tracy and June at OK Magazine. There's I think this is a bit unfair, whoever wrote this in. This is somebody has posted a picture of their OK guy. Not posted, couldn't do that then. I mean, they have sent in a picture of their OK guy. Hi there, this is my OK guy, Charlie. We see each other every day and we really do love one another. He may be only 5'2", but he has a big heart. I love him anyway. Bye, love, Joanne. I don't think you needed to draw attention to his height, Joanne. This one is Knock Knock. This is from a David Essex fan in Luton. Knock Knock. On returning home from work one day, I was very pleased to see a German boy that I had met on holiday waiting for me on the doorstep. He was a bit bewildered by it all because he'd only just arrived in England. Bewildered by what? England? However, no one was in and I didn't have a door key, so I had to get him to climb through a window and open the front door. When I finally got inside, he said to me, "Do you always get into the house this way?" Why would just a German boy randomly turn up on your doorstep? I suppose there was no way of getting in contact beforehand. Lovely. Now, in last week's magazine, we had the A to Z of Love and Life, which was the first part. And I'm so excited because this magazine is the next week. And so we have got the second part of the A to Z of Love and Life, which I'm not going to lie, they really are a mixed bag. And some slightly odd bedfellows. Things are thrown together regardless of anything, only just on the basis of whether they begin with the same word, which begin with the same letter. It's, yeah. Anyway. Also, I was struck by... Well, let me just crack on with electricity. For example, on one page we've got electricity, embarrassments, feelings, fears, divorce, death, dentist. I told you it was a mixed bag. Electricity, now this is fun. And I hope you will take notes during this. Most electrical jobs should be left to the experts. But if the kettle packs up when you're dying for a cup of tea, or the hairdryer won't work when your hair's sopping wet and he's picking you up in 10 minutes, then plug the appliance into another socket. If it still doesn't work, unscrew the back of the plug and check if any of the wires have become loose. If not, the small cylinder on the right is the fuse, which may have blown. Replace it with another fuse of the same ampage. Changing a plug is easy when you know how. Number 1, unscrew the main screw, remove the back of the plug. Number 2, partially unscrew the 2 smaller screws and pass the flex through the loosened collar at the neck of the plug. 3, with a razor or penknife. Now, I don't know about you, but if I've always got a razor or penknife to hand when I'm drying my hair. Carefully cut off about 2 inches of the flex's plastic outer coating, outer casing, to expose 3 plastic covered wires. Cut away at least half an inch of plastic casing of each of the 3 wires, being careful not to cut the wires themselves. Then twist and double each wire. Connect each wire to its terminal by threading through the hole and screwing tight. Small markings indicate which terminal is which. Oh, this is fun. Right. Then it tells you L is live, is the brown wire. N is neutral, which is the blue one. God, this is really advanced electrics here. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, number 7 says, screw the back of the plug on. If you'd like to know more about how electricity works, oh, are you ready for this? Then contact the Electrical Association for Women. Enclosing an SAE to find out if they run courses in your area and for their free pamphlet, because we need to be taught about electrics differently. Danger! Never dry your hair when you're in the bath or turn any switches on with wet hands. This can be fatal. Good. Let's crack on with embarrassments. We've all experienced those embarrassing "was my face red" moments, and here's the way out of just a few sticky situations. You're out in public and your period comes on unexpectedly. Oh, that took a turn I wasn't expecting. Don't hesitate to ask another woman if she's got any spare towels or tampons. If not, dash for the ladies and make do with toilet paper or hankies. And if you're with your guy, don't feel shy to let him know what's happened. Periods are natural. Ping, your bra strap's broken. And if you haven't got a safety pin handy, dive into a toilet and take it off. This is classic. The same applies if, horror of horror, your knicker elastic goes. No one will notice. I don't know what people will notice, that you're whipping your knickers off on the high street. I don't know. Your boyfriend's mum is just serving up your most unfavourite food. If she's the sensitive type or you don't know her very well, try and force yourself to eat it. But if you really can't, explain how you feel and apologise. But do have seconds of everything else to make it up to her. You're all set for a special date when your last pair of tights ladder. Dab some nail varnish and that will do the trick. Well, I think we all know how to save ourselves from embarrassment now, don't we? Moving on, this is a slightly odd page to have to get to because you should really clip the whole thing there out and then make a booklet of it. So it is all going in some strange ways. Anyway, this one, on this page, we've got dreams, dole, discos, and equality. Again, interesting combination. Now, dreams. Your dreams reveal more about your hopes and fears and your present and future than you will ever dream. Here's an A to Z of dreams. So this is obviously, if you dream about these things, what it means. Ants. Who dreams about ants? Ants, it might be time to change your job or your fella. Black. The future may be gloomy for a while. Clover. Lots of luck coming up. God, they didn't take long making these up, did they? Death. If it's your own, you're not about to drop dead. Well, thank God for that. But your worries will soon be over. Eagles. Fame and fortune may be just around the corner. Falling. Something, probably work or a boyfriend, is playing on your mind. Gum. In brackets, chewing. Keep your secrets strictly secret. Hole. This could be interesting. If you fall in, be wary of the people you mix with. Itch. Don't worry too much. Start looking on the bright side. Jilted. Don't panic. Your relationship will be steady and very secure. Ketchup. Who the hell dreams about ketchup? An interesting new guy will come into your life. Laughter. Unhappy times may be ahead. Murder. You're under a lot of stress, but you must control your temper and not murder someone, I assume. Nightmare. If you dream of having one, you've got a deep down problem you're trying not to think about. Talk it over with someone. Omelette. I'm sorry, I've never had a dream about an omelette. You're about to have a brief whirlwind romance. Oh, what a shame I haven't. Pain. See your doctor. Quintuplets. Oh, please tell me if you've ever had a dream about having quintuplets. You'll soon see this. You'll soon see the solution to your problems. Revolving doors. You're in a rut and going nowhere fast. Sand. Someone may be trying to take you for a ride. Teeth. If they fall out, you're feeling unsure of yourself. Unhappiness. Surprise, you're going to be very happy. I like the way they're turning around anything which is unpleasant. Vacuum cleaner. Again, who dreams of vacuum cleaners? A boyfriend trouble is looming. Wasps. It's time to break off a dead-end relationship. X-rays. Yeah, I think they were just desperate for an X, weren't they? You're as fit as a fiddle. Yellow. There'll be a setback and struggle soon. And zoo. Again, I think they were desperate for a Z. You're soon going to travel and meet new people. Good. Thank God we're over with dreams. On to discos. In case you didn't know what to do at a disco, you're going to find out. This is the place where everyone goes for a drink and a dance, and it may be even a new man. All great fun, or is it? For some of us, the weekend disco also brings out all the fears that we've kept bottled up during the week. What if I can't dance? What will I drink? Can I say, I've never ever worried about what I might drink at the weekend. I kind of make that decision then. What if no one fancies me? So instead of having a great time, you end up in absolute misery. But why? Just think about it. So we're breaking it down. Dancing. All it involves is keeping in time to the music. Every record has a beat. If you're in the office or at home listening to the radio, your foot starts tapping along in time. So when you get up to dance, just make your whole body go with the beat too. Well, sensible advice. Drink. It's up to you to know what you like and how much you can drink. You know that if last time you had 3 vodkas and you felt a bit dizzy, then next time maybe stop at 2. Sensible advice. Men, be yourself. If you're not sure about what to tell him about yourself, then ask him what he does and what he likes. And when it comes to drinks and dancing, just relax. Well, I hope you feel fully prepared for going to a disco now. There's a thing in here about under E, so it's enemies, etiquette, eyesight, ear piercing. I'm just going to read out the ear piercing one because it really made me laugh. If you're always losing earrings or they keep plopping into your soup, then why not have your ears pierced? But do make sure you get it done by a doctor or a good jeweller. They'll numb your ears first and the process won't be painful. Promise, never attempt a DIY job or you'll probably end up with septic ears. Not a pretty sight. And don't be tempted to have your nose or any other part of your anatomy pierced. Punk rocker style. When the fads are forgotten, you'll be sorry. Yeah, that's telling you, isn't it? Don't have anything pierced unless it's your ears. Oh, I am loving that A to Z of life. I really am. On the next page of the A to Z of life, we've got, which suddenly goes into colour, which I'm enjoying. It has all been in black and white up until now. Now suddenly we've got colour. Again, a mixed bag. Things like glasses, generosity, giggling, fainting, fashion. I've just picked out giggling. It's got a great illustration of a girl obviously giggling. It tells you off about it. Anything can spark it off, and it's great to have a side-splitting, rib-tickling fit of the giggles every so often. But giggling is also something we do when we're a bit nervous, and it's a habit most boys find pretty infuriating. So if you're going to a club or a party with a girlfriend, don't stand there giggling. Every time a man comes within a 3-foot radius, otherwise you'll end up by yourself. This one is fainting. fainting or even seeing someone else fainting can be a pretty scary experience. It happens when the blood supply to the brain is insufficient. So if someone faints, they should either lie down, preferably with their clothes loosened, or sit with their head between their knees to send the blood rushing back. If they breathe calmly and don't flap, that dizzy feeling will soon wear off. There's usually nothing at all to worry about. But if you keep fainting, go and see your doctor for a check-up. Excellent advice. Oh, the last page. This is all F's and a few G's. We've got farm work, flirting, faithfulness, frigidity, and I kid you not, flashers. I can't believe, and actually they've put frigidity and flashers together on the page. Oh, whose idea was that? Anyway, farm work. This is about getting a job on a farm. It says no educational qualifications are required for stable work, although farming work or a knowledge of horses is desirable. Training. Some colleges offer a full-time or a 1 or 2-year course for farm secretaries, because you're a girl. And you'll need a driving license too. Girl grooms train on the job. The pros of farm work are good fresh air, working with animals and a varied and active life. The cons are early hours and hard work. Salary is poor to average. Or you can get a job in films. Oh, this is classic. In films, there are 2 main types open to girls. Oh, we don't get the exciting jobs. Oh, no. Continuity work or film editing. That's as good as it gets if you're a girl. Age 16. Qualifications: O-levels in at least 1 or 2 subjects useful. A must if you want to study at college. So it says pros for this kind of work as a girl. Pros: continuity work is exciting and responsible. Top community work is fascinating, and girls get to be a director's right-hand man. She is the girl who makes sure that each shot is in a film exactly continues the sequence of the one before, even though they may have been filmed days, weeks, or even months apart. The film editor cuts and assembles all the bits of the finished film and marries up the soundtrack and the film sequence. It can be a highly creative job. Cons of the job. Continuity girls have to have the stamina of an ox. It's an exhausting, demanding, taxing job. So few films are made in England these days that even the best continuity girls can be out of work for much of the year. Film editing can be just as pressurised. So yeah, it's good to know that we had such choices as girls. I've got to do it, haven't I? We've got to do frigidity and flashers. I'm not sure I want to. Frigidity. You must be frigid is a tack that blokes often use when they're trying to have sex or go a bit further, in the hope that you'll leap straight into bed with them to prove that you're not. So don't fall for that one. If you don't respond to a guy, it probably means that you're not ready for deeper involvement, or that you're just not that keen on him. True frigidity, when you don't enjoy sexual contact with the guy you love, is very rare. But if you're afraid that could be your problem, then visit the Brooke Advisory Centre, who will either set your mind at rest or help you cure the problem. And you can write to the Brooke Advisory Centre, 233 Tottenham Court Road, London W1. Oh God, flashers. Yeah, I've read ahead of this. It's a worry. Flashers. When somebody exposes himself to you, it's quite a shock. But don't panic or feel afraid, because most flashers are harmless. I don't think they are. But to be on the safe side, try and make for the nearest busy area and report the offence to the police. It helps if you got a good look at his face and can give a description. The flasher gets his kicks out of your disgusted or frightened reaction, so it's best to ignore him or look away. You might even deter him from doing it again. So it's your responsibility to stop the flasher. Don't get angry or come up with a sharp put down because that could provoke him. Provoke him into what? I thought you just said they were harmless. Anyway, flashers often operate in deserted railway carriages, so don't get into an empty compartment if you can help it. I can't believe that's put as a jolly little japey bit in the middle of things about flat hunting and first dates. Oh my word. Just last week, going to G at the very bottom, which is greedy. They really don't approve of anyone being greedy. Greedy girls are everywhere. Greedy for food, money, attention, praise, boyfriends. Nobody likes a greedy girl. So don't be one, whatever you do. That's nice advice, isn't it? Don't want for anything. Oh, that's the end of the A to Z of Love and Life. I'm very much hoping I can find the following magazine, which obviously will have the next quarter of the alphabet, but I've yet to find it. Let's hope we do. I've moved on to What's Going On by Rick Sky. There's Rick. Nice picture of him with his curly hair. I have to say, I read this and I earlier on and actually spat my coffee out because I can't believe that the way that this is written as if it's an extremely jolly, light-hearted little fluffy pieces about celebrities. To say this takes a dark turn doesn't even come into it. Anyway, this is about David Bowie. There's a nice picture of David Bowie looking quite young there. And it's entitled David Was Dressed to Kill. I'm apologising already for how this ends. In spite of the rumours around that David Bowie is broke and hasn't got 2 pennies to rub together, there's one thing that he'd hate to ever have to part with, and that's his wardrobe of exotic clothes. For David's always loved dressing up, right from his early days. In fact, David was probably the kind of baby who'd change his own nappies if he didn't like the colour. I remember the time I went to America to promote one of my first albums, David recalled. And I was going to one of the toughest and most strict states there. So I decided to turn them on by wearing a dress. They obviously didn't think too much of it because one guy actually pulled out a gun on me and called me a faggot. Told you. I just couldn't understand his attitude. I thought the dress was beautiful. Yep, that was written as a light-hearted, fluffy piece. Yep. Okay, moving on. This is... Oh, hurrah! We've moved on to the problem page. This is Dear Jill. Trouble at home or with your man? Well, I'm here to help you. There is Jill. She's ready to help. So, let's crack on with some problems. What's wrong with me? Dear Jill, my fiancé and I have been having sex lately. Good. But I never seem to have an orgasm. What's wrong with me? Can you tell me what the matter is? And will I ever be able to have children? I love my fella very much and enjoy having sex with him. Good. Thanks for telling us. What does Jill say? Jill says orgasms have got absolutely nothing to do with whether you can have children or not. Thanks for telling us. I hope you haven't got the idea that if you don't have an orgasm, you can't get pregnant. If you haven't been using some form of contraception for this reason, you might just find out the hard way that isn't the truth. There are several reasons why you might not be enjoying sex as much as your boyfriend. One could be that you are not aroused enough in the love play before you get down to the nitty-gritty. Ooh, don't say it. There's a euphemism. The other could be that you don't feel very secure in the relationship with your boyfriend and so are showing physical signs of mentally holding back. Or it may be that your boyfriend doesn't know what you really like when you make love, in which case you should show him. There's no messing there. Next problem, I hate my hair. I'm writing to you for advice on my hair. I hate it. I have a small oval face and I've got long curly hair which I wear in a centre parting. I'd like to have my hair cut shorter in a more fashionable style, but I'm afraid it will become curlier if I do have it cut. Jill tells it like it is, right from the start. Little partings don't show oval faces to their best advantage. And what's the matter with curly hair? It's been all the rage for some time. People get their hair permed to make it curly. Mind you, I know that whatever you've got, you tend to want something different. The grass is always greener and all that. I've done exactly the same thing myself. I would suggest that you go to a good hairdresser. It might cost you a bit, but most of them will take into consideration the best way to cut and style your hair to show your face off to its best advantage, curly or not. There, good. That was Jill's no-nonsense approach. Next problem. Is there any hope? This is quite complicated. Dear Jill, my 3 friends and I all like the same boy. We have all got brothers who know him, and we're frightened that they're going to tell him something really rotten about us. We follow him everywhere. I bet he loves that. But he never takes any notice of us. Do you think there's any hope? Oh, Jill, what's she going to say? Oh dear, it's going to get a bit crowded with all 4 of you trying to lay your hands on him, isn't it? I shouldn't worry about what your brothers might say to him, because first of all, whatever you might think, brothers generally have a great deal of loyalty towards their sisters are. Secondly, he's got a mind of his own and is perfectly able to decide for himself whether he likes one of you or not. Ever thought that he might be a bit overwhelmed by 4 girls all constantly competing for his attention? Which way would you turn in the same position? Don't keep following him around. That will only put him right off. Let things take their own course. Of course, there's hope, but it will need to take its own time and not be pushed too much. Anyway, you can always play five-a-side football, can't you? Oh, she went for a joke. Not sure she pulled that off there. This shouldn't have made me laugh, and I'm sorry that I'm going to laugh in this. But it's the last letter, and I don't care. Is he too nervous? Dear Jill, I'm sorry, this really shouldn't make me laugh. My boyfriend is very shy, and whenever we try to make love, he has an epileptic fit. So we never make love properly. Oh. Please, could you give us some advice? Could it be because he's too nervous to make love to me? I'm sorry. Oh, Jill says, you've hit the nail right on the head. He could be very nervous about proving himself to you. Be kind to him. Don't pressurize him into making love to you or make him feel that he ought to. If you do, it is a dead certainty that he will worry about not being able to, and so bring on a fit. Reassure him that you would really like to make love with him, that you think he is lovely, and try to build up his confidence in himself. Gentleness and understanding will go a long way towards helping him. It might take time, but wait until he is ready and confident. All you need is to have some patience, and it'll all be all right. Oh dear, well, that's the end of the problem pages. And indeed the end of this magazine. The back page ad is lovely illustration once more about hair. You drive your comb through your hair at 60 miles an hour. And so you should use cream silk conditioner. I really remember cream silk conditioner. All the bottles were in brown, various shades of 70s brown. I remember them well. By the way, cream silk. A cream silk is like a safety belt for your hair because you drive a comb through your hair at 60 miles per hour. It's quite laboured. But still, it keeps your hair looking shiny and manageable. So that's good. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed OK Magazine for May the 21st, 1970. 77. See you next time.